Welcome to another episode of the Movie Brothers. I'm Ant. This is Kev. Thank you guys for joining us once again. Kev, what up, man?
What's happening, man? Feliz Navidad, Joyeux Noel, Merry Christmas, all that.
You Mexican now?
I'm a little bit of everything.
Okay.
All black people are. Black people in America, we got a little bit of everything.
That's true, yeah. I got a little Indian in me, too. Something, have you done all your Christmas shopping, man?
Heck no, not even close. Still got stuff to do.
Yeah. I haven't either, and you guys probably haven't finished yours as well, so we all in it together. But thank you for taking some time out of your day to come kick it with us for a little bit. Today we're reviewing the film Krampus for you. Krampus is rated PG-13, has a runtime of 98 minutes. This film is a comedy/horror. In this film, a kid is having an all-around crappy Christmas and ends up summoning Santa's dark shadow, an evil entity that leaves the naughty way more than cold. Kid.
This movie was directed by Michael Dougherty. You probably know him better by some of the things that he's written more so than the things that he's directed.
Mm-hmm.
He's responsible for writing Superman Returns as well as X-Men 2. Okay, one of the better, more well-received X-Men films.
Mm-hmm.
The film stars Adam Scott, Toni Collette, David Koechner, Conchata Ferrell, MJ Anthony, talented young little man.
Yes, he is.
And Krista Stadler. What do you say we jump in?
Take it away, sir.
All right. I really didn't know what to expect from Krampus. I gotta be honest with you. When I first heard the title, I was like, "What is that? A commercial for Midol?"
Well, it's funny you say that, man, because I kept thinking with the title from "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker." Y'all know the scene where the chick is having the cramps and she's like, "Krampus." That's what rang in my head, but
I can't
whatever.
believe that resonated with you so strongly.
It lets y'all know how crazy I really am, right? But anyway, please continue.
All right. I really didn't expect what I got, in the end, the final analysis. You take a strange Christmas brew is what this is. You toss in a little bit of Joe Dante, you sprinkle in some Chris Columbus, and then you add a little healthy amount of John Hughes, and you end up with Krampus.
Yes, that sounds about right, Kev. And we don't traditionally do shout-outs on this show, but if we did, it would go to one of our subscribers, the Bay Bunny. The Bay Bunny asked, that's her name, that's her subscriber name, whatever. But she commented on one of our shows and asked us to review this film. So here we are, right? You asked, we deliver.
Yeah.
But what happens when you mix Christmas Vacation with the Dark Crystal? Now I'm going way back to 1982, y'all, but stay with me here because some of these characters in this film look like they came, and they might be the same ones, damn near. I don't know, but there's some funky stuff going on here.
You got evil elves and little spirits and all that kind of stuff running amok in this film. So.
Yes, and you always hear Kev and I talking about meat on the bone and stuff like that. This is a situation with this film, Kev, where they left a lot of meat on the bone, right? Back in the day, man, you at your grandma's house and you ate the chicken wing and left a bunch of meat sitting there, and you had to go back and eat it.
You better finish that chicken bone.
Exactly. That's how I felt. I'm grandma, and it's like, look, So you need to sit back down because you got work to do.
Yeah. Bay Bunny, you really need to thank Ant, okay? Because this movie wasn't even on my radar until he brought it up to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so we decided to go ahead and review it, just for you, sweetheart. I gotta say, the direction is, it's uninspired, okay? It's not that it's bad. It's not that it's poorly done.
Right.
There's nothing special about it. You would expect that a movie in this genre would use a little bit more camera trickery, a little bit more movement. It's very static, okay? Make sure that it shows you everything. Everything is right where it needs to be, but there's just nothing special about the way this film is shot. I will say that I did like the mood and the tone that was set by Dougherty and his DP. I don't know who his director of photography was, but they did a pretty good job of setting this dark, moody, atmospheric tone, okay, that really plays well with the story. And so I thought that was a pretty good job on their part, but it does not. The movie itself just doesn't live up to the visual promise that it gives you.
Yeah, and that promise, man, because there was a lot of potential here. I mean, the
Yeah.
concept and everything, I was all over it. I was feeling it. I agree with everything that you just said, Kev. The acting for me in this film is okay. It's like, David Koechner in this film is like the busted Randy Quaid in Christmas Vacation, because
Right.
he wasn't funny, but he should have been, and he had a lot of opportunities. And I don't know whose fault that is. Maybe that's on the writing side and not so much him. I don't know.
If you've seen, you know who David Koechner is. I mean, you've seen him in movies like Anchorman. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, he typically is that big oafish dude who has, who has funny things to say every now and then. Most of the times they're fairly
Crude
sexist and crude.
right, yeah.
Okay, but he.
Yeah, man, it's just like they fell flat. A lot of his lines fell flat. You
Right.
got Toni Collette, who I think is a great actress,
Love
but in this
her.
film, she's like a broke sissy Spacek. I don't know, I don't know if that's so much her. Maybe that's really so on the writing. But yeah, Kev, the acting was like, eesh.
Right. And the thing is, Toni Collette almost seems out of place because you've got all these other actors and actresses who are used to being in comedies, like Conchata Ferro from Two and a Half Men, okay, like Adam Scott from Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
These people are used to being in comedy. They're used to having comedic timing. Toni Collette, I'm used to seeing more in dramas. And so it was kind of weird to see her operating in this space.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So I thought the acting was decent. The standout was Krista Stadler. Okay.
Yeah.
She played Omi, the grandmother.
Yes.
She provides us
Now,
with the only heart and the only exposition in the film. That's how we find out who the hell and what the hell Krampus even is.
Yes, that's correct. She did a really good job, and then also MJ Anthony, the kid
Yes.
he's the one having the all around crappy Christmas. He did a really good job as well.
And
so
his
I
Christmas
mentioned
was crappy. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
yeah, it was. The rating, y'all have heard me get on this before. This film is PG-13, and dare I say we need to ban PG-13 rated films. I'm sorry, Kev, I'm all or nothing, man. Look, either it's PG or it needs to be rated R. This film should have been rated R because there is not enough gore and action. Because I'm expecting this crazy off-the-top horror film with comedy dialed in and some crude stuff going on, and we don't get that, man.
Okay, well,
we don't get that,
you're
kid.
old enough to have seen Gremlins. Okay,
Love
before,
it, love
which
it.
this movie tries to be in a lot of ways.
They
okay?
failed
And
in
then
that- in that
Gremlins
department.
has a few scares. Okay, a lot of funny.
Mhm.
Okay, but the bottom line is that we don't really. This film tries to do that. It tries to deliver on that, but it doesn't really succeed the way that you want it to.
That's correct. That's correct. Now, some things I did like in this film. There's a very cool flashback scene that's animated,
That
and
was
they did a
awesome.
phenomenal job
That
with
was
that.
awesome.
That was dope. And then you got these little characters in this film. It's almost like, I guess the equivalent of a gremlin in Krampus is these evil little gingerbread men. Hi, Kev. These little crazy ass characters that were freaking hilarious to me. Maybe it was just me, Kev.
Imagine Gingy from Shrek trying to kill you. Okay, and that's what we've got here.
Who, me? Yeah.
Okay, Ant.
That's too much, Kev?
A little too much.
A little too much. Okay.
That's
Anyway,
all right.
let's keep going with the show. But I did like those parts. But I mean, Kev. I mean, we throw some points on this thing.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Kind of a letdown for me. Like I said, I thought the concept was dope. I was excited and interested in seeing this film. It ends up getting a 5 out of 10 for me. 5 out of 10. They left a lot of meat on that bone, and check it out for yourself. Let me know what you think. You guys may love it. My OV, one of our Facebook group followers, loved it. I think he might have said it was the best film he's seen all. But this is the same cat though that said Creed was average at best. So you kind of suspect OV.
You got to take OV with a grain of salt.
We'll
Okay.
talk OV. Kid.
All right. You know what this movie reminded me of, and it reminded me of like an extended Twilight Zone episode or something like that. It seemed like something that was meant for television that was stretched out a little bit longer than it should have been. there are parts of it that kind of made me smile because it made me nostalgic. It made me think of about a lot of movies that I've seen by Joe Dante, Gremlins, by Chris Columbus, Home Alone.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen Young Sherlock Holmes. You know, it made me think of a lot of those types of movies that I saw as a kid growing up. And, you know, it really had kind of a bizarre twist on that. But in the end, that wasn't enough to really, really put it over the top. But I still gave it a 6.5. I think it's something that you may enjoy.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll become part of your Christmas. Everybody has Christmas movies that they gotta watch.
Right.
I don't know if this will become one of them, but you know, it's worth a cursory glance for the first time.
All right. There's our show. There you have it. You got a 6.5 from Kev. You got a 5 from me. Ultimately, you decide. But hey, thank you guys for tuning into the show. Be sure to check us out on Instagram.
Or you can follow us on Twitter at The Movie Brothers.
Yep. And we have a Facebook group, which we'll post that up here as well. Reach out to the group. Lots of fun stuff. Lots of commentary going on there. So just another way to touch us and plug in and see what's going on with the Movie Brothers.
Come join the group. Kick it with us.
Yep. We are the Movie Brothers. I'm Ant. This is Kev. This is the place, the one and only place where we bring you nothing but the real on the real. Peace.